right. Can anyone name 5 country legends without the name Faith Hill instantly popping to their head? I mean, please, with bangers like This Kiss,
This Kiss was definitely the song of my career.
The Way You Love Me, and Breathe, she practically had us all two-stepping in our living rooms, pretending we had cowboy boots on. But let's pause the music for a second, because behind that dazzling smile and those high notes that could make an angel jealous, is everything really as perfect as it seems?
Society in general is hard on women, period.
From scandalous love stories to her marriage to Tim McGrath.
Sometimes he drives me nuts and I drive him nuts.
And career moves that left fans scratching their head. We're about to dive deep into the life of Faith Hill like you've never seen before. Audrey Faith Perry was born on September 21st, 1967 in Ridgeland, Mississippi, and was adopted as a baby by Edna and Ted Perry.
Oh yes, I'm a greedy girl. I'm from Mississippi, so I grew up in the dirt.
And before you start thinking this is about to be another tear-jerking adoption story gone wrong, think again. Faith always claimed she had a great childhood. So great, in fact, that she didn't even bother looking for her biological parents until she was well into adulthood.
There was a period of time when I first moved to Nashville, like the first couple of years, that I was just simply lost. That's when I went on the search for my birth family.
That's right. No long-lost family drama, no shocking DNA test results on live TV. Just a good old-fashioned Southern upbringing and a devout Christian home. But let's be real. When you've got a voice like that, you just know your life isn't going to stay small-town simple forever. By age 3, yes, 3. Little Faith was already singing her heart out in her Baptist church, probably showing up every grown woman in the choir. And trust me, those vocals were a blessing to everyone in that church. So what happens when you've been belting out high notes since you were practically a baby? You chased the dream, of course. At 19, Faith did what every small-town girl with big dreams does, dropped out of college and moved to Nashville to become a country singer. And if you're sitting there thinking, girl, that's a risky move, oh, you are so right. Because, spoiler alert, things did not take off immediately for our girl. In her early Nashville days, Faith auditioned to be a backup singer for none other than Reba McEntire. And guess what? She didn't get the job. I know, right? Imagine being told no when you've got pipes like that. But a girl's gotta eat. So Faith took a job at McDonald's, and let's just say she hated every second of it. Imagine Faith Hill asking, "Do you want fries with that?" Yeah. No. But listen to this. Sometimes fate works in the weirdest ways. One day, Faith was just singing to herself at work because, let's be real, even flipping burgers couldn't stop those vocals, and her coworker overheard her. Next thing you know, her supervisor, yes, her McDonald's supervisor, suggests she sing on some demo records at Nashville's Bluebird Cafe. Bluebird Cafe, people, if you know, you know. That place is legendary for country music discoveries. Now sit up, because this was the moment everything changed for Faith. She got the chance to sing backup for composer Gary Burr at Bluebird Cafe, and trust me, it was magic. And you know who just happened to be in the audience one day? Martha Sharp, an executive from Warner Brothers Records. And when a major record label has its eye on you, it's game over. By 1993, Faith was officially signed and released her debut album, Take Me As I Am. And when I say it was an instant success, I mean it. She became the first female country singer in 30 years to hold Billboard's #1 spot for 4 consecutive weeks with Wild One. But that's not all. The album sold 3 million copies and had other smash hits like Take Me As I Am and Piece of My Heart. So when you burst into the music industry that hard, what do? You start working on album #2, of course. But life had other plans for Faith. And they were not the kind you want. Just as Faith was riding high on her success, she had to undergo serious vocal cord surgery to repair a ruptured blood vessel. That's right, the very thing that made her famous almost got taken away from her. And let's be honest, losing your voice as a singer, that's career-ruining territory. But Faith wasn't about to let anything stop her. By 1995, she was back with her second album, It Matters to Me. And of course, it was another massive hit, with singles like Let's Go to Vegas, It Matters to Me, and I Can't Do That Anymore, which, wait for it, was written by Alan Jackson, and we will circle back to why that is so messy later. Faith was on fire, but while her career was skyrocketing, her personal life, well, that's where things start to get a little messy, because guess what? Faith Hill had some behind-the-scenes drama that was way more serious than any vocal cord surgery, and what better place to start than been her messy love life. In 1988, Faith married music publishing executive David Hill, but by the time Faith's fame started to kick in by 1994 with her first album, the couple were done. And when I say done, I mean divorce papers were signed, sealed, and delivered. And I mean, let's be real, who wants to be tied down when you're about to become a superstar?
Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that.
And trust me, after the divorce, our girl wasn't about to just sit around crying into her guitar. No, she quickly moved on, and by 1996, she was already engaged to her former producer, Scott Hendricks. But here's where things get really crazy. In the spring of 1996, Faith Hill joined country singer Tim McGrath's Spontaneous Combustion Tour. And let me tell you, the name of that tour, a little too fitting, because things heated up fast. Faith, still engaged to Scott Hendricks, suddenly found herself very interested in Tim. And before you can say cheating hard, Faith dumps her fiance and jumps straight into Tim's arms. Their relationship grew quickly, with the couple getting married that same year, 1996, on October 6th, after discovering they were pregnant with their first child.
I really melt when I see my husband. I do. I know it's going to be like, it's so disgusting, but I do.
Sounds like happily ever after, right? Well, not so fast, because here's where Alan Jackson enters the picture. Now stay with me, y'all, because this drama is about to get even crazier. In August 1995, Faith was just a hot new girl in country music. And what happens when you're fresh on the scene? You open for a major star. And in this case, it was Alan Jackson. Now, if you don't know, Alan Jackson was a huge deal, multi-award winning singer-songwriter, beloved in country music. And, oh yeah, married. But that didn't stop the gossip mill from working overtime. And what was all the buzz about? That Alan and Faith were a little too close, and not in the mentor-student way, if you catch my drift. And if you're thinking, duh, that's practically the gossip about every two opposite genders working together in the industry. Well, this one's about to take a huge turn. Remember I said Tim and Faith got married because she got pregnant? Well, rumors allegedly claim that old Mr. Allen is the real dad of her first child, Gracie. Yes, you heard that right. And while that sounds absolutely ridiculous, let me break down some of the lame excuses why people believe this. 1. Alan personally penned one of Faith's hits, I Can't Do That Anymore. And while writing a song for someone isn't that weird, some people believe the song was Alan's way of leaving a secret message about the alleged affair. 2. And maybe the most important, Alan and his wife Denise actually got divorced because Alan cheated.
I'm a human being just like anybody and make mistakes.
And although she eventually forgave him and they got back together, some folks believe that one of those affairs was with Faith Hill.
I was going to be on the tour bus with him. I was going to be living the dream with him. And in reality, it was not like that at all.
Now, let's be real. Hollywood is full of gossip, and 90% of it is total nonsense. But you know how these rumors are. Once they start, they never really go away. Now, if you thought people would finally keep Faith's name out of their mouths after all that drama, well, think again, because when you're part of country music royalty, the gossip never stops. So why don't we dive into her marriage with the love of her life, Tim McGrath? Because let's be real and admit it, these two are the country music version of Brangelina, but with cowboy hats and fewer divorce rumors. But how exactly have these two managed to survive almost 3 decades of marriage?
To me, she's the most beautiful girl in the world and the coolest person I've ever met.
While being literal superstars and great models to their 3 daughters, Gracie, Audrey, and Maggie.
Your career can come and go, but to raise those little kids and see them grow up and make beautiful people, there's nothing better than that.
And more importantly, is everything as perfect as it seems?
I love my husband. I just love him.
Well, if there's one thing keeping these two together, aside from their undeniable chemistry, it's their music. Tim and Faith have released several hit singles together, like It's Your Love, Let's Make Love, The Rest of Our Life, I Need You. Yeah, all the words your ex never told you.
We've never just sort of cursory went in and recorded a song together just to be recording a song together.
But trust me, making us swoon with love ballads isn't all this duo is done. In 2006, they hit the road for their Soul to Soul 2 tour, and when the power couple does it, it's basically like no other. The tour became the highest grossing country music tour ever, with a gross of $90 million. Power couple? More like empire building couple. But that's not all. because Faith and Tim didn't just sing together, they acted together too.
That we have this opportunity to take another step in our career and to take that step together.
In 2021, Faith appeared alongside her husband in the Yellowstone prequel, 1883.
But you were saying this is the hardest thing that you guys have done. How come?
Physically, the hardest thing we've done.
This trail is as free as you'll ever be. The only rules you need to follow are the ones in your heart.
Where, yep, you guessed it, they played as a married couple.
She and her husband, that would be Tim McGrath, played James and Margaret Dutton.
And let me tell you, if you haven't seen that show, fix your life. Because trust me, these two delivered. Oh, and let's not forget, Faith has also dipped her toes into the silver screen with roles in movies like Dixieland.
Billy, I want to hear one thing from you. No harm is going to come to my son.
The Stepford Wives and Promised Land.
Hi, Walter.
Hi.
You look great.
Talk about being a full-on entertainment powerhouse. Now, even the most glamorous love stories have their own fair share of drama. So while their relationship seems like a fairy tale, it's not without its rough patches.
When you love someone, you commit to be there for them, for the highs, the lows, anytime.
First up, Tim has spoken about his alcohol addiction.
We're going on in my life, personally, we're going on in my life. I was using that more as a crutch to get past some of those things instead of dealing with them.
Yep, our country king once battled alcoholism, but when you got a powerhouse wife like Faith,
Well, I would say that she had a lot of input in my decision to quit drinking.
and three little princesses watching your every move, what else can you do but clean up your act? He has been rock solid sober since 2008, and let's be honest, that's nothing short of inspirational. But hold up, because that's not all. In 2024, during his high energy standing room only tour, Tim unfortunately sustained some injuries. Yes, he's now off stage recovering, having undergone surgery and embracing a much needed break. Faith has been by his side every step of the way. She's been his ultimate rock, proving that behind every strong man is a strong woman ready to pick up the pieces and keep the show on the road. Okay, so despite being an all-around success, even Faith Hill is not immune to those bitter moments when life doesn't go exactly as planned. Now sit tight, because this one is for the books. Remember the 2006 Country Music Association Awards? Well, picture this. Faith Hill and then new sensation Carrie Underwood were in the same category for the Female Vocalist of the Year Awards. And guess what? In a twist straight out of a drama series, Carrie actually snagged the award. Here's where it gets juicy. The camera didn't just capture the win, it caught Faith's reaction backstage. And y'all, that reaction was nothing short of legendary. Faith dropped a dramatic, over-the-top, "What?"
Carrie Underwood!
And let's be real, looked a whole lot like she was pissed. And although Faith claimed it was all a joke, the internet peeps weren't buying it. They immediately called her a sore loser, and some fans swearing they saw the mask of Sweet Southern Belle completely slip. Oops. But after all that drama, what is Faith Hill up to today? Crickets. Yep, in 2024, Faith totally vanished from social media. Poof, she deleted all her social media accounts, and even her official website's homepage went totally blank too. But here's the thing though, while some people have speculated that she's probably taken a well-deserved break to focus on her family, others believe this might be her way of building up suspense for the brand new album drop. Whatever the reasons are, let's be real, Faith Hill isn't about to go broke. With a net worth of a whopping $100 million, our girl could literally live it up on a Bahamas boat for the rest of her life without ever having to worry about money. So, at the end of the day, Faith Hill won't just be remembered for the juicy tabloid moments, but also for being a bona fide trailblazer who set the bar impossibly high for women in country music. And I mean, sure, the gossip may never die down, but who doesn't love a little controversy to spice up a legendary career?